Uh, Jonah is one of those documentaries that I believe I was in touch with one of the producers by email, and they asked, and I took an early peek at it. And even before the jury saw it, I'm like, don't worry, that's going to be it. Like it's so well made. It's such an inspiring, but quickly inspiring story. Your story, and the cinematography is amazing.
Self-taught.
So the direction's beautiful, and it's just really just a. I think there's so much in that 2 minutes, and it feels. Was it written as a poem intentionally?
To be honest with you, I love JJ for that, and I want to thank her more than a lot because at first when we sat down, it was a plan of just going out and covering the work, but then after it came down it became a question and fulfilled a question into a video format style, and it was nothing that wasn't authentic. The whole dialogue was beautiful, and just at a business state of how could I say it, point of view. Just for myself, when I started recording and stuff, because we had to do our own little thing on the side, I'm like, damn, I didn't have to squeeze anything that I didn't want to in. I didn't force anything in. She said, okay, we're going to use that line right there, this line, this line, this line. And I appreciated that work because coming from a society where I come from, a lot of people want to use you and mold you into something else. But I learned at a real perspective and professional level that sometimes you got to take you and be the denominator of the whole fraction. The top part always changes, but at the bottom, it never changes. So it's like working with fractions. It's like working in real life. You got to use who you are to step forward and become something bigger in life. So there was nothing that wasn't authentic. No part of my dialogue was I told to say anything. I just came out. We recorded more than a few times. So I was starting and stuff. I was nervous, but working with JJ, I learned how to just use myself more and be the bottom part of that fraction that never changes. It's like dealing with fractions again. I want to thank you for that, JJ. And Tito too.
Well, I realize actually, obviously, you recognize Jonah, but do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I'm JJ Anderson, and this is Tito Molina, and we have a production company called Hard Worker, and we do documentary series and segments about people who are following their passion in life. And Jonah was actually our first attempt at making something that wasn't branded content, something that we could really, really be proud of. And I'm so grateful to you, Jeff. I really just have to say that because we never thought that we could be here. And we're just so honored to be here and to work with your team, and then also to be amongst all of the other amazing filmmakers. So it's amazing. It's super awesome.
Well, thank you
so
but
much.
Is that not obviously... I would ask for a show of hands, like who wouldn't program? Everyone would program that. It's a great film, and cinematographer.
Yeah.
In watching it, my assumption is you put a lot of work into that.
Yeah. It was definitely a team effort. I think one of our friends up there, Marlon, actually helped us drive his car as I was hanging out the back of the truck and capturing stuff. But before
going along with a bicycle in motion, making it
down like
so
Wilshire
perfectly,
Boulevard,
so
and
perfectly framed and perfectly timed.
We were able to. I think we worked with you on a Saturday, was it?
Yeah.
So I think the day before we worked, just us two. JJ was actually riding the bike,
Which I'm terrible at,
Yeah.
so I wasn't. Yeah.
So when we practiced with her, she was riding it kind of slow, and I was like, "Oh, this is easy. We got this." And then as soon as we got with Jonah, he was going 30 miles down the road. There's potholes everywhere and bumpy and everything. But it came together. It worked out. There was minimal traffic that day, and it just everything just kind of worked out.
I mean, it's stunning. It's a stunning documentary.
Yeah,
So then the next question is, when did your team meet Jonah?
So I've for a long time have been wanting to work with a bike messenger. I think it's such a classic craft, and I'm so interested in the fact that Jonah is a young man, he's 26, and he's taken on this classic craft. And when I was researching bike messengers, I didn't see a lot of people of color being represented, and I was wondering why. So I met Jonah. I found him on Instagram, as most people do, and I reached out to him, and he was immediately welcoming, and we met up and we spoke, and it just really became apparent to me that Jonah was way more than a bike messenger. Usually when we go into projects, we focus on the hustle and the grind. But for Jonah, a bicycle was a means to a better life.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, as he said, becoming a man. And I was so touched by that because I think a bicycle is something we oftentimes forget about after childhood. You know, it's fun for us, but we don't think, okay, well, maybe I can do something with this. And Jonah was in a place in his life where, as he said, he was searching for his identity. His home life was very turbulent. He was in and out of juvenile hall and soda pads, which is another form of detention facilities. And he thought to himself, had the know-how to think to himself, I can use my bike to support myself. And I just found that so touching and just so remarkable. So, yeah, I mean, he was it.
Thank you, JJ.
You're a star.
He does have a star quality.
He does.
He really
Oh my
does.
gosh.
And your ability to express yourself is equally impressive. Yeah. Here, let me open it up to the audience. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask? It's funny, the bigger the crowd, I've noticed this, when there's 15 people, 20 people, people start raising their hands. But when it's a huge crowd, everyone waits for someone else.
We got one.
We got one.
How many documentaries have you done so far?
Well, we've done we've done about 50 shorts.
Oh, wow.
And at the top of this year is when we decided to give ourselves a shot and gradually go into features. So Jonah was really our first attempt at making something really great. As I said, we work with brands and magazines and companies, so we don't always have this say-so as to what we want to create. And so at the top of there, we just said, okay, we're gonna profile people who we know are fucking awesome. And Jonah was our star, and it was great. It really worked out. So moving forward, we'll just be extending the time, and hopefully be doing features within the next year or so.
Wonderful. All right, we have one in the back row.
So the fact that you are a bike messenger and you enjoy the bike riding, the movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Elliot is very much like you. He enjoys the bike riding. Did you find a person like Elliot to be like you who does have passion for bike riding and has from very sleep?
Good question, brother. I'll tell you why. Because I wish I could fly on a bike. And I love that film as well. I grew up in Hollywood, so obviously I watched that, and I have it on VHS. So, yeah, thank you guys, thank you. So, the thing is that when you watch the movie E.T., the dialogue is about this young kid and his getaway with shoes, without shoes, moving around the city. With shoes and without shoes is just another expression of saying if you're ready or not, when you gotta go. Meeting other sorts of lifestyles, because he met E.T. Yeah, I could compare to the young kid a lot. And I love that film. How could I not, feel like if, I forgot the young kid's name again. Somebody help me out.
Elliot?
Elliot, there you go. So, yeah, I feel like it was a very, very close correlation that you made. And, yeah, it's definitely like that, like my sister JJ said, not my sister, but I see her as a sister now. It's really like that where sometimes you got to work with the tools you got. Tito, he's a self-taught, videographer and stuff like that. So sometimes you got to get up and go without shoes, different, how could I say it? Different organisms or different lifestyles. Yeah, and when it's time to move, you got to move. When it's time to fly, you will fly. And I feel like I flew with you guys today. I feel like you guys were the what's his name, Elliot again, and I was E.T. E.T. go home. And I thank you guys for having me on the big screen. I'm a big eye, so you guys could tell.
Yeah, one at the top.
I heard that your nickname is
The General.
It's full of bike messengers, over thousands of them. It's very dangerous, and they all collectively listen to you. Why have they come to you as the pillar of the downside of every single bike messenger that's out there? Why do they respect you? What do they come to you for?
I like that question as well. Thank you. So when it comes down to rawness, authenticity, bringing new people in, like Elliot did when he got E.T., he had a mission: pick him up, take him where he belongs. When he got the power to soar, he flew. I was about to use the wrong words. Yeah, I feel like I could help a lot of people out. I could always guide people. I'm a very generous people's person. You meet me, I'm always asking you, want to go out and eat? Do you need this? Do you need bags? Do you need logs? Do you need somewhere to stay? Like, I got a bed I could sleep in. You could sleep on my bed. I'll sleep on the floor, cause that's a Native American thing. Like, hey, Jeff, you're coming over? Guess what? I don't have a futon, but you could sleep on my bed. Well, where would you be sleeping? I'll just stay on the ground. It's all good. A couple blankets and pillows. So yeah, that name, the General, it started when I was around 17, 18 years old. I was bringing people in, working all the time, and then a lot of people started getting better jobs. Because as a bike messenger, it's just, how could we say it? It's a yielding, like opening yielding job where you'll start as a bike messenger representative. You'll give business owners their free time and stuff like that. But then after all, I had many offers where people come to me and be like, why don't you become a number accountant? Accountant receivable and payable. Why don't you come and assist me set up my camera? JJ, why don't you help me just, reduce somebody's dialogue so we can make documentaries? I always said no because I always knew that the bigger job is taking a team to a bigger platform where you could understand all the concepts of life and put the right people at the right place. So just for example, like I worked with this documentary with my good friends, I always told myself, maybe I should keep doing this because I'm still not on my avenue. I'm 26 years old of what I want to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, the name The General came from when it was time to go work, I'm there. If it's raining, if it's storming, if it's hot as hell, if it's cold as hell, if it's one job the whole day, or if it's plenty of jobs and I gotta bring people in, I'm always bringing people forward, and people could graduate. I hate to say, some people shrink, but at the same time, they understand that this industry is not for them. But it's just like a yielding job where you take it, and you could become bigger if you get the opportunity granted to you, or you could reduce because you find that I'm not a physical laborer at all. So yeah, I'm a very self-enthusiastic laborer. I love working on a bike. I love representing everybody. I love yielding everybody out towards where they could be. I'm always helping people out find permanent jobs. And that's where the name The General came by, because one of my friends said, you know what? You helped me get a job. You helped my cousin get a job. You helped my best friend come up out the streets. How'd you do it? He would just smoke weed all day, and you told him that maybe he should be smoking his tires out, coming down here and burning them tires, hitting the brakes, instead of burning this money. I'm like, yeah, well, think about it. You're only going to make what you want out of yourself, and the best way to explain that to people is by making yourself an example. So from then on, a lot of people started calling me The General. They're like, yo, General. And I'm like, who's the General? I looked around like, yo, General Jeff. And you'd be like, wait, what, who, me? And I started liking it. So I never had Instagram originally. My friends made it up, and then they forwarded it to me. And from then, I used to be called GJ, General Jonah. And then I'm like, don't call me by, any initials and stuff like that. Just call me Jonah. And then it's stuck. It's either Jonah or The General. But it was always like that, where I was always on the front line and helping people move forward or inspiring them to strive for a better tomorrow. It didn't matter what it was. Because as you guys said, I came into soda pads, group home, boot camps. And that was because my living environment wasn't comfortable. So when I said it's time to go, it wasn't time to go just to get myself better. That was the new rest of my life. So a lot of my friends call me The General.
By the way, seems like there's a feature here.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
we
see.
had to narrow that down to 2 minutes.
You guys
had
this
one
was the job.
Yeah.
This was the job.
So our initial interview was 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that, so we had to narrow
We had
that
to
down.
edit it down.
Understood. Well, there was a hand went up in the back.
Purple in the middle.
I was just going to ask when Jonah Part 2 The General was coming out.
Go ahead. Bring it on.
Good?
Yes.
Is there another one?
Bring it.
Anyone else?
Oh, no, he was.
He's passing. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for the
so
film.
Jeff, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And a big hug to all you guys.
Thank you.